Hi there. Um, Last night I got this this post, um, and to I like I said in my video yesterday, I don't really look into history that much, so I thought I would go on the internet today and look up if this is true. And I looked up all the illnesses in this write up here. I looked up each one by one because I'm not bad in history. Um, but I did it because yesterday I was on Facebook and I hadn't even posted it. And then there was this fact check coming on before I even pressed the button share on Facebook, saying it wasn't facts. Now, so I made sure this morning I went and checked, and it is true what this says, and it's not facts. What Facebook was saying. So if that's happened to me once, well, it's happened to me loads of times. But this was the time because every time I share stuff, I know it's facts. Because you know, but this time last night, I wasn't sure because I know that 5G was launched for COVID-19, but all the other history I wasn't sure of. So I went and looked up on the internet, and because I don't like, I didn't really feel comfortable yesterday anyway with sharing it because I wasn't sure if all the information was correct. Um, that's just me, I like to make sure that makes me feel a lot better. So I did that today, as I do most of the time. And yeah, I went and checked all the information about these illnesses, and yes, they came out in them years, and all these G's were launched. You see, so it's not inaccurate; it's accurate. Um, and I do that pretty much. Yesterday was probably one of the only times that I wasn't 100% sure, and I didn't feel good about sharing it actually. Um, it's just like this thing within me was like this authentic side. This is what happens when you have a spiritual awakening. It's like this truthful side comes through, and you know when you're not doing something absolutely correct. And I think yesterday was a message from my authentic side of me saying, make sure that it's facts before you share it. And it always usually is. I mean, stuff like the COVID stuff I speak about is from doctors, and I repeat what they say. And all I've got to do is just keep doing what I'm doing and just follow that authentic side, and I'll be fine. And that's the thing. I'm not going to share stuff just because I want to share it. That's the wrong reason. The right reason is do your research, make sure that it's facts, and that way. But even if you do that, yesterday it was actually facts. This what I'm sharing now, but they were saying it wasn't facts when it was. You see, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to give people misinformation, lies, right? So they don't know that we all know that we as humans are super sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies, and obviously, if you up the electricity, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And yesterday, I was watching Barry Trower and Mark Steele, who are two weapons experts. One is an expert I know in microwave free radiation or microwaves and how to harm people through that way. And they're coming out and speaking against this 5G, um, and what's going on with it, and all the other G's, and it's not good for our health. That's obvious. Like it says here, it's. But this video is going to be called 5G More Facts. And you're not even allowed to say 5G. People have been banned for even saying that. And that tells you that there's something going on, you know what I mean? There was a post I shared yesterday on Facebook. 5G is the cause. Oh, I've said it again. Is the cause of they done a test in Russia, and it was a bad result they had back on animals and humans, and it wasn't a good result back. But we know that we're super sick. I've seen me going into a hospital where there's lots of electricity kind of machines and stuff, and I touch a wall and I get electric shock. That's just, we all know that, right? That's nothing new. We know that we're sensitive to like telephone, electricities and stuff like that. And as you up the levels, it's going to get worse and worse for the human body. I don't have to be a scientist to work that out. Right? And the scientists that you see on BBC News, it's always one. They always have one or two scientists, and they just say, yes, it's safe, and then they get their money. Right? They're government funded. But all the scientists you see have YouTube channels and stuff like that, speaking out against this, they all say no to 5G. They don't. Not all doctors and scientists say that it's to do with COVID-19. I've seen doctors say that they think COVID exists, but I personally don't think it exists. I just think it's mass hysteria. That's what I think it is. I think it's like, remember that movie, The Blair Witch Project, where the people were in mass hysteria, and I think that can bring, because when you're like that, you can make yourself ill. I think that's what's going on. I think this is almost like a mind control thing going on, and I think that's what it is. I think we're dealing with mass hysteria. Now, I was brought up with a mum that's a psychic, so it's kind of strange that I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical about everything because I think that that's the only way you get to the truth. I'm not some mad conspiracy theorist. I'm a very skeptical person by nature, right? I won't say anything until I know it's absolute. That's the way I am. I just don't feel right. Like yesterday when I was sharing this post, because I didn't know about all the history of the flus, you see. And I never do that, you see. I never do that. It's like I make sure I don't do it because I know how I'm going to feel if I do share information I don't know is true. But it was true. But usually, yeah, I don't do that. But yeah, I just thought I would do this video, and it's crazy how Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter as well. I don't think I've been fact checked from Twitter yet, but it will be coming. But they all like in there's a place in America, I don't know where it is, but because I'm in Scotland, but I've seen people say that they all live, they're all like together, all the internet giants are in the same place. And that's because it's the same system that's running everything and the same agenda. That's why they all have these fact checks, but the fact checks aren't even based on facts. That's the thing. This is an example of this. Yesterday, it came up before I pressed share on Facebook. It wasn't true, and it is true. I just looked it up. I just looked it up on the internet. I think what the internet does is, because I remember when 5G was early on and it hadn't been rolled out yet, and you type in 5G on Google, the dangers, and it came up with tons of stuff. Now is all this information, it's conspiracy theory. And that's a campaign to stop the information, right? They're terrified of people knowing the truth. There was a court case from Barry Steele, not Barry Steele, sorry, Mark Steele, for 5G, and he won the court case. And so there's court cases going on and stuff against this, you see. and what they're doing is they're basically releasing technology, and then there's a pandemic. That's what they're doing, right? And you might say, well, what about them? They would get damaged by this. But if they're insane, if you're dealing with an insane person, they don't think about that. They might not. They might think in their minds that it's not going to harm them or something. They might think that they're superhumans or something. You don't know. You don't know how these people think. If they're completely insane, an insane person doesn't think rationally. You got to remember that. Or if a person is controlled by a demonic force, you get people that sexually abuse children. Now, a rational person would see that a child isn't developed sexually, and you don't do it. You don't even think of it. But a person who's possessed would think that. Right? And I think that's what the politicians are. I think they're all possessed by demons. I think they're all possessed. I've been speaking for years about demonic forces, and it became more apparent to me when I had the awakening, because I could feel it all. And yeah, they do exist. They do exist, and they are controlling your society. The whole reason for this is demonic forces feed off of fear, aggression, wars. Love and oneness and awakening destroys them. That's why they don't want the awakening. That's why they want all this fear. David Icke talks about these forces being reptilians. I don't know if they're reptilians or not, because I don't know. I'd say everything is just energy, and we're all the same energy field, and this is like a game, a movie, and so it means that you're the demonic forces as well. And in the movie, the good guys win in the end. The awakening comes, and that's why they're trying to stop information from spreading, because people are waking up more and more, and that's why they're desperate to stop it, because it's surrounding them. You see, this awakening is surrounding them, and that's why they're stopping information. By doing that, they're saying to me, and to people that are speaking fact, by fact checking it and stopping that information spreading, they're saying, like David Icke said it, that we're more powerful than they are. And they're saying we don't want that information because we're scared of the consequences for us. That's what they're saying. They're telling us there that we're more powerful. That's the thing. And I'm just going to leave it there. If you want to see my latest updates, this video will be on my website as well. I'll upload it to there. My website is www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you for watching.